Hey guys, it's Major Minus here, and I am back from a long period of inactivity, and I'm here today to talk to you about Nexuiz. Now, Nexuiz is a game that, honestly, I've got a lot of good things to say about it, and I'll just put it that way for now. Now, the first things I want to talk about are my impressions on the FPS genre in general, and what I'm thinking about the FPS. Now, for me, the last 3 years of first-person shooters, or third-person even for that matter, have been really disappointed. It's been 3 years since I played an FPS that I've been truly addicted to. Now, I know I might be the only person in thinking that, and, you know, some people will say that the standard of FPS is, like, higher than ever before, maybe even, or, you know, they'll say that, you know, Modern Warfare 3 is one of their favourite games, Halo Reach was one of their favourite Halos. I know there's always going to be an audience for that, but me personally, I just want to talk about my own personal experience and how I met this game, how I came to play this game. And this is going to be a slightly long commentary because I've got a lot of things I want to cover. Now, Call of Duty, for me anyway, hasn't felt the same since Call of Duty 4. Now, Call of Duty 4 I didn't even play from the beginning, but I knew they were onto a system that was right, and Modern Warfare 2 came along and it was a little too crazy. No, it wasn't refined enough, but it was really, really fun, and I still kind of like Modern Warfare 2 in some ways, you know. But it feels like since then, you know, Black Ops wasn't, you know, Black Ops was refined enough, but it's like Modern Warfare 2 wasn't refined enough, but it did have like this crazy addictive thing to it. Black Ops was refined enough, but at the same time, it didn't have this crazy addictive streak to it. And Modern Warfare 3 was somewhere in the middle. And as you can see, I got a nice little triple feed there with these guns. I'll talk about the game more in a second. But anyway, Call of Duty. So it's just a series that isn't really going anywhere for me. And I know a lot of people say that. And I know it's almost becoming somewhat of a cliche. Just something that everyone says. You know, you're going to hear every commentator say, you know, one point or another, that Call of Duty needs to get on its feet, that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 wasn't their favourite Call of Duties. I'm sure you've heard this a million times, but it's just the way that I feel really strongly about, and I've kind of just, you know, abandoned Modern Warfare 3. I'll try Black Ops 2, just in case, but I haven't got the highest hopes for it at all. Then there's Halo Reach, and the Halo series in general. Now, the Halo series, to me, felt like it hasn't been the same. Well, Reach wasn't the same as the other games. Now, and this is what I find funniest, is that the MLG, the leader of MLG, you know, because there's a lot of Halo tournaments in MLG, the leader of MLG said, you know, it's funny that we're comparing Halo Reach to Halo 3 and saying that Halo Reach was worse than Halo 3. When Halo 3 came out, people were saying that 3 wasn't nowhere near as good as 2. Only die-hard fans, you know, I know there's a big community out for Halo 3, and I am a part of that community. I love freaking Halo 3, it's an amazing game. But it's just funny to note that, you know, people are saying that, and now people are comparing, what people are saying, why doesn't Reach like Halo 3? And, you know, Reach was it just didn't feel right with the armor abilities, the level design, the Forge World maps, a poor color, you know, decision. And this led me to be, and then there's Gears of War 3, and I was a die-hard Gears of War fan, you know. 2 let me down hugely, tremendously, like it has let down, you know, countless other people. And 3 is just, it's not what I expected. It's not what I wanted from the game. Now, it's not bad, and it's probably the best FPS release, you know, of the big 3, you know, Modern Warfare 3, Gears of War 3, and Halo Reach, sorry. And it's probably the best release out of that, you know, the big fighters. But at the same time, I felt like they could have done more, and like it kind of felt like they were taking almost like a free ride. Like it was like, oh, we've got dedicated servers, so we don't have to worry about making sure the game's completely tuned. You know, people are just gonna love our dedicated servers, and that's just me. That's just a personal opinion. I haven't gone into it. I'll go into it in greater depth. I'm just basically saying that I didn't think the level design was particularly top notch. I think all the levels in Gears of War 1 were 10 times more addicting than the levels in 3, and the levels that a lot of people most like are remakes. You know, people are fucking looking forward to Raven Down on the map pack, people like Gridlock, people like Blood Drive remake, you know, and that's Gears of War 2 for Christ's sake. And what's my favourite Gears of War 3 unique match? Is Checkout. But Checkout is one of the most unique, you know, it's just one of the most linear. It's, you know, Checkout isn't anything special. It's just a cool map to play on, but it's not like it was exceptional level design. Then you've got the weapon balancing of Gears of War 3, which could have been a lot better. You've got your sword-off shotguns. You've got, and I know people are complaining about sword-off shotgun. That's something that everyone's complained about, but it's got to be said. And it feels like now Gears of War 3 is a game where they're just adding in playlists for people to play. It's like the game isn't good enough, so they're trying to appease every member of the community by adding in playlists that are going to be good enough, like Shotgun, Nasher and Sniper, Nasher only playlist. And it's like they're compensating, and it's the same thing that Reach did, compensating for the fact that the actual formula of the game, you know, it hasn't got widespread appreciation at the moment. And that's where this game falls into me, for me, because it feels like every fucking formula that they thought about this game, it feels like they've taken all the good bits from other games, they've taken good graphics, they've taken this idea of mutators, which I'll go into in a little bit more depth in a second. It seems like they've taken all this, and they've fucking crafted a masterpiece, and that's just my opinion. Now, this game, when I heard about it, I heard the price line, which is 800 points, and I saw a trailer, and the first thing that came to my head was, you know, it's not going to do what it says on the tin, because it's too good. It sounded too good to me. Like, it sounded like, you know, a fast-paced arena shooter with mutators, over 100 mutators that are going to change the pace of the gameplay depending on how you get, and you get those mutators with kill streaks, capping flags, and their pickups on the thing. And I was just like, this isn't going to work. Like, in my head, I was like, how is this going to work? They're not going to be able to balance the mutators. People are going to get too lucky, you know, stuff like that. And it's the sort of thing where, like, if you're thinking the same thing, if you're thinking, how does this game work? How is it going to compute? You know, how are 8 different weapons that you cycle through at different times? And as you can see on screen, I've got about 4 at the moment in my inventory. How is this going to work? You know, and for 800 points, you know, that it's not like they've put a lot of money into this. It's not like they've got some big development staff. These are just a bunch of Quake modders. This game is a Quake mod that has been reskinned with the Cry engine. And the Cry engine, I don't know if you're like me, the Cry engine was an engine that was probably my favourite of the game engines, but it was made for a game that I didn't care that much about. You know, Crysis 1 was a PC title that should have been played on PC. Well, no, sorry, Crysis 1 was only PC. It's been remade for Xbox, but I haven't tried it. And, you know, I wasn't big on the PC games. I'm more of a console player. Then Crysis 2 comes out, and Crysis 2 just didn't feel right. They hadn't balanced the invisibility right. So I was like, okay, well, I love the Cry engine, but it's not in a game that I love. And now, lo and behold, we got it on a fucking game that I adore. And not only is it probably the best graphics of, you know, like, look at the graphics. Like, I find it hard to say this is the best graphics, because I feel like that's almost a controversial thing, but it is. It's pretty much some of the best graphics I've ever seen. And it just looks so polished, and the gun skins just look fucking, the lighting of them, and then into another thing, the sound design. I mean, not only on the weapons, but the music. There's music on each map, specific level music, which is like dubstep infused, and it just works so well with the game, like much better than I would have ever expected. You know, I started playing, and I was like, music on every map, I'm not sure I'm going to like this. And then you start hearing the music, and they've got, you know, like, the music really sets the scene for each level. Like, on this level, which is called Tension, it's all crazy. It's like fucking nuts dubstep, and it's just like drum and bassy, you know, dubstep, and it makes you fucking in fighting mood. It's just like, fucking hell, I'm gonna run after everyone and kill them. Then the other thing, and as you can see, I killed that guy there. You saw he was glowing white. This is something called Strength, and Strength is another fucking awesome idea. So on this game, you've got your power weapon places, power weapon locations and their pickups, you know. So you've got your sniper rifle, your rocket launcher, and these are all power weapon placements on the map. But then you've got your strength placement, which is the central power weapon placement on the map, and this gives you double damage for any gun that you're using, and lasts for about 30 seconds to a minute. think it might be minute, but I'm not certain. And that gives you double damage. And that shit is fucking insane, and it makes, you know, team play so much more skillful because everyone's running in. Only one player gets to hold that strength at a time, so as a team you get to pick who's going to use the strength, who gets the best weapons. Maybe someone could have the Nex, which is pretty much a one-hit kill. The Nex is the sniper rifle. Someone could have the Nex, which is a one-hit kill, and someone could have strength with a Hagar, which makes the Hagar ultimately more powerful. The Hagar's like a missile launching machine gun. And it's just tactics like this that make the game, you know, to play as a team, ridiculously fun. And I just keep going back to the price tag, and I just think, how the fuck does this work? How is this 800 points? Over 100 mutators, 9 multiplayer maps, only one of which is a map that I don't like. And I could compare that map to, say, the Modern Warfare 2 Karachi or the Halo 3 Isolation. You know, they're maps that I don't hate, but I don't exactly love either. And I just think that all adds up to a game that is fucking incredible. Quite possibly one of the best games I've ever played. And yeah, that's all I've got to say on it. There's the mutators as well. As you can see in my bottom right of my screen, I've got 3 mutators to choose between. They're the power-ups, and there's over 100 of these, and as you do better in the game, these become, you know, these start generating better mutators. And you can have like a certain amount, you can have as many mutators active as you want. No, that's not true actually, they cycle through, but you can have up to 4 mutators active at once of different kinds. And you know, you'd think four mutators active in one game, some affecting team play, some affecting, you know, damage of certain players. How the hell is this going to work? Because it just seems like it feels, when you get on it, it's the sort of game that you're just going to start off doing well, then someone else will do lucky, and then start fucking you over. But it doesn't happen like that. It just works out really well. They seem to have tested this game to fucking, you know, perfection. And another thing is, you know, there was a review of this game that gave it a 8 out of 10, and I was like, why is it an 8 out of 10? Like, what has this game done wrong to be considered an 8 out of 10? And they said it was lag. I was like, is it laggy? I haven't noticed lag. But it's not lag, it's to do with how long it takes into a game, and they consider that as lag. And that was enough reason to drop it 2 marks, even though they're working on a patch that is going to fix this. Anywho, I over-rambled, and as you can see, the gameplay's over. But I hope you enjoyed watching this commentary, and I'm going to be doing a lot of commentaries on this game post this commentary, because I love this game. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I've been Major Miners. Peace out.